Good morning. Good morning, Oakland Center, beautiful people. How grateful are we to have some rain? So exciting, so exciting. It is such a joyous day today to see the raindrops come down. So please bless it. Don't curse it when it's hitting you. Make sure to give it a good blessing when it hits your skin. So welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. A special welcome to those of you who are joining us for the very first time. We're so glad that you're here in the sanctuary today with us. Be sure to raise your hand, and an usher will come and provide you with a welcome packet. Is anybody here for the first time? So we've got 1, 2, 3. We have Zoe DeMuro, who's scurrying about to get you your packets. So raise your hand again. 1, 2, and then one over on this side. You could just flip it. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you and welcome. Also, a big welcome to everyone who is joining us on YouTube Live. Let's go ahead and give them a nice wave. Welcome, welcome. We love having you. And then for everybody, make sure that you sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn more about all the fun things that are happening here at the center. You will get all the information on that weekly newsletter. And of course, there's the website that you can visit. Let's now take a moment to bless our children wherever they are. We bless the children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. We know the truth. Bless. Thank you for being in our lives, and so it is. So we have a few announcements for you this morning. Next Wednesday, September 21st, practitioner Constance Chapman will share ideas about living your dream. Meditation is at 6:30, and service starts at 7 p.m., and it's by Zoom. Time to get your education on. Sign up for Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is a certified class. And if you have already taken foundation certificate classes, such as Foundations, Spiritual Principle and Practices, or Beyond Limits, the cost of this class is $5. Hold on. Let me repeat myself. If you already have taken a foundations course such as Foundations, Spiritual Principle and Practices, or Beyond Limits, the cost of this class is $5. If you have not taken those classes and you want to get certified, take a certified class and get a certificate, it is $50. You can take the class in person or by Zoom. Check it out by clicking the Classes and Workshops meme on the homepage of Oakland Center, oaklandcsl.org. Reverend Catherine Sachs and Reverend Jerry Carter are your guides to a changed life. Registration is open, and the class runs September 27th through October 25th. The Nonprofit Partner Program 2023 is accepting applications. This is a really wonderful program that we're able to reach out to the community and learn about all the wonderful, wonderful programs that are out there helping folks around the world in our community, local community, but also around the world. So, and actually we're blessed today to have a nonprofit partner here to speak about what they're doing out in the community. In order to get your applications in for 2023, you can download the application from the Village News or from the nonprofit partner page on the website. Look in the drop-down menu under About Us, and applications for 2023 are due October 14th. So I know that I wait until the last minute to send in my nonprofit partner application. So let's try to be nice and aware that they really do need it. before or on October 14th. So we've made announcements before about the new website. If you haven't gone to the Oakland Center, how many people have gone to the website and seen the new website? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's really beautiful. And Constance is the designer of that website. So, to assist you in navigating the new website, for those of you who have not been to it, we wanted to describe a few features you can look forward to seeing when you visit it. You can scroll through the homepage. So you just go to oaklandcsl.org, and you can scroll through the homepage, and you can see these beautiful memes of different topics, specific topics of interest. And, for example, some of them are youth and family. It says about us, and then another meme is services. So you'll be able to see all the different memes there that are beautifully colored, and you can go ahead and click on that. They're active links. So go ahead and click on those memes, and you'll be taken to the information page about that specific topic. Another way to navigate the page is by clicking the 3 lines at the top right of the page. From there, you can select from a list of the relevant topics that would be of interest to you and go to that specific page to gather the information that you're seeking. So please check out our beautiful new website. So, for details of upcoming events, workshops, and classes, guess where you need to go? The beautiful Oakland Center for Spiritual Living new website, oaklandcsl.org. You also can sign up to get the Thursday Village News. On the website, you can go ahead and insert your email, and then you'll be on the listserv, and you'll get those news. You can also see the events that are rotating before and after the service. So now we are going to go ahead, and if you all could take a stand with me, stand up, and we're going to go ahead and read our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is. And also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. We are relevant here at OCSL. So make sure that you go and you click and you like and you subscribe and all that wonderful stuff so that we can get out to the greater community as well. Next, I am going to be inviting up Beth Van Arkel to provide us with an update on the new minister search. So thank you.
Whoops, it's my first time doing this, okay. Okay, as she already said, I'm Beth Van Arkel. I'm also one of the people that are on the new minister search committee. Usually you hear from Anthony, but today you'll hear from me, and next week from another person on the committee. So as you were told before, the committee, the new minister search committee, and the board of trustees have interviewed all of the applicants, and we have discussed in a meeting last week and voted on who to bring forth to you as a candidate. So I'm here to announce that to you today, the good news. So all of the people that I'm going to mention have already agreed to come. They're going to do workshops and Q&As and sermons on the Sundays, and they'll also be here to meet with people on the Saturday before. So the first person is Reverend Susan Oberlin. She'll be candidating on October 1 and 2. And then Reverend Sunshine Michelle Coleman will come as a candidate on October 15th and 16th. And last but not least will be our own Reverend Jerry and Reverend Francione. They will be candidating as co-ministers on the 22nd and the 23rd. So we have 3 weekends in October where you need to come, put it on your calendar so you can meet our potential new ministers. Thank you.
Have you ever noticed that these things get tangled in your glasses for no absolute reason besides just to annoy you? So you may have noticed, my name's Constance Chapman, I'm a practitioner, I'm your pulpit assistant today. Things have been a little different today. Not only is it raining, which is a huge difference, yay. We've got Alice back on the PowerPoint, who is learning to be by today, by PC and by Mac. So she's the first time working a PC. And we have Kev, Kev Choice, who's our musician, who is here. So let's start by. It was such a wonderful news to hear that announcement from the Minister Search Committee. It's been a long time, and now we're moving forward. And that doesn't mean that we still need to be holding those qualities in our hearts, because it's those qualities that are going to bring forth the exact right person to us. So just take a moment, the qualities of unity, love, diversity, family, just hold those for a moment in your heart. And the more you're able to be those things in your day-to-day life, the greater those things will amplify. So now we have 2 readings for today. The first one is from Ernest Holmes. With an invisible intelligence to guide and an immutable law to direct, let us take our place in any legitimate activity and thus cause our dreams to come to full fruition. And from the Buddha, set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. And so just take a breath. Just allow yourself to sink into that energy of the Buddha, the energy of Ernest Holmes, the energy that fills this sanctuary. That this sanctuary is just ripe with that essence, that energy of that one that we call God. This sanctuary is so prayed up. It is so acknowledged, that God is so acknowledged in this space that it is palpable. But as we know, God is always present, no matter whether you're in traffic on the freeway or whether you're sitting here in silence. Because God is all there is. God is the first cause and the only cause of all that exists. God is the cause of that incredible music. God is the cause of the announcements that have been made. God is the cause of the words of wisdom that Reverend D. Jacqueline will be speaking. And so how very blessed I am to know that this is the truth. That this is the truth not only of, that it is the truth of everyone in this sanctuary, everyone who's listening to this, everyone in the world. And I'm so very grateful. And I bless these words, and I bless this service. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
Good morning, good morning. We are doing something a little different this morning as I come to you solo by myself without any accompaniment. And I ask you to take a journey with me with the power of the music. Sometimes things don't need to be said or spoken, they can be felt. The vibration of the music is a shared energy that can connect us and also spread a message as well and give a message as well without any words. The song that I'm going to play for you is a song that I composed. It's called Be the Light, and it's really, self-explanatory about how we all have, journeys and paths in our lives, and hopefully everywhere we go, every direction we are called, we are able to be light in so many different spaces. So take this journey with me as a reflection of music and as an offering. Give thanks.
Kev, that was so mesmerizing. Oh my God, we are so blessed, aren't we, to have this fabulous creative talent known as Kev Choice, who is going to be at Yoshi's, huh? What date? The 7th? October 7th. So catch some more of that greatness. We are blessed here today and every day. I'm Reverend Jerry, and I'm happy to present to you today our speaker, who is not really a guest to our community, because she's really part of the fabric of this community in so many ways, and part of the fabric of Centers for Spiritual Living. She's done amazing work in the world. I couldn't get my fingers on your bio, but I love you dearly, and I know that she is just an amazing individual who inspires me every step of the way. Her name is Reverend D. Jacqueline Edwards, and Reverend D. Jacqueline is actually facilitating our professional practitioner studies first term, which just started. So I think I couldn't find your bio because it would probably take most of the time to read it. So I'm just going to introduce you, Reverend D. Jacqueline Edwards.
But, you know, there it is. Hello, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm not going to do a prelude today. I'm just going to jump right in. There is only one life, one whole, complete, and perfect life. That life is God. That life is my life. It is the life of everyone in this service today, here present in the sanctuary, live streaming in, watching the recording later on at some subsequent date. It is all that there is. And out of that realization and recognition that God, that Olodumare, that energetic, that universe, that is all there is pulsating and breathing all of us, I know, declare, and accept that this conversation, this talk, this sermon, this however Spirit crafts it to be, is of service to each and every one of us, and is of service to the entire planet as we collectively evolve to our greater yet to be. And so it is with a humble sense of gratitude that I release this word and open this talk. And if you agree with me, if you want to give me a yes, then join me by saying Ashe. Ashe. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Thank you. So I kind of want to start with, as usual, I think I have something going on, and then Spirit says, yeah, and then do this. And because I like to be obedient, I'm going to do that. And I want to start with, we're talking about work today. So our annual theme is Living Everyday Wonder. And for the month of September, we're talking about focusing on how we do that with regard to work. And for today, living your dream in and as your work. And so the little interjection, and the reason this is not going to be projected up there is because I was literally sitting there waiting, getting to my clock so I could time myself and not talk too long, as you know, some of those ministers are prone to do. And this picture came up. And this picture, which I don't know if you can zero in on it for the online viewers, but this picture, which I will show anyone who wants to come and see it after, is a picture of Shola Joy. Shola Joy Adisa, and she is standing in Times Square with her arms uplifted in front of the huge Times Square marquee that has her picture on it. right? So her picture is on it because she has, in her work, she has created work that allows her to both make a magnificent living. She does well, I will say that, and that's an important part of what I'm wanting us to hear and understand, is that our work in the world should pay us, and it should pay us well. Amen? Okay. She is doing work in the world that pays her, but also serves. So I'm going to read what her mother says, right? And I'm gonna try to read it like without getting into my own mama bag, because I've known her, I wanna say most of her life. And she's a religious science baby. She's a religious science baby. She and her siblings grew up at East Bay Church of Religious Science. She says, my youngest was featured on the marquee in Times Square, along with 11 other under 35 environmental advocates. And this is our religious science baby. And she was one of 2 selected to present at the United Nations on Sustainable Development, and was just awarded with 5 other partners a $30 million grant for 5 years. And there's more. And she is the lead working with, now just hear this, this is some standing on the shoulders of the ancestors right here. That's what this is. And was just awarded with 5 other partners a $30 million grant for 5 years. And she is the lead working with Black farmers and cotton production. She says, and I say along with her mother, Opal Palmer Adisa, I am so proud of her staunch advocacy. Can the church say amen? Amen, amen, amen. So we're talking about work today, and we're talking about work from the perspective of do what you love and the money will follow. And know your worth and claim the remuneration. Know that you are valued. Know that, as we like to say, we are all kids of the kingdom. And as such, part of our divine inheritance is to live large, live well, and live with purpose. Live with purpose and live with passion. We are invited to consider work as an extension of our passion for the world. Our passion for the world. Now, we may need to take a step back and remind ourselves that there's an opportunity to have passion for the world. There is so much in what's going on in the world that we could see as bad, wrong, and awful, that passion for that might be a little bit challenging. Or we can see what's going on in the world as part of our natural evolutionary process that we get to consciously participate in. And in our looking at work and what work is and how we engage in work, there are a few points that we get to. We have the privilege, we have the opportunity to look at. Our topic, Living Your Dream, invites us to consider that we need to have a dream, right? Many of us in the world of work have not really given ourselves that opportunity to have a dream. I'm wearing jeans today. Of course, I had to get, and nobody say anything otherwise, the cute, fashionable, wide-leg jeans, right? But I'm wearing jeans today in honor of this conversation about work, right? Because the people that do the work and that have historically done the work, that builds the thing, that builds the nation, that builds the world, don't necessarily wear suits to work, right? So now we're talking about what we generically, and I want to say loosely, call the working class. And I want to share with you that my conversation about work comes from two distinct places. One, from my own experience in the world. And so when I'm wearing jeans, I'm reminded of when I served as an apprentice machinist, right? That's a person that makes things like valves and car engines and such. I worked for Grove Valve and Regulator. We manufactured all of the valves for the Alaska pipeline. And so I'm saying that not to impress you, but to really bring you to this consciousness, this awareness of work in all of its many facets, and to invite us to be more inclusive in our thinking, our recognition, and our realization that everybody's part is important, regardless of what the work uniform may be. The other place that I speak from is from 20 plus years experience working in human resources for the city of Oakland. Now that was a job that I absolutely loved and adored because some people might call it a short attention span, but I don't call it that. I call it a person like me who likes to have the opportunity and the experience to check out different things, right? So in my job in human resources, I got to go out to the different departments in the city. And when you work for a municipality, every job that you can think of that exists outside the world exists inside that world, right? So I did exam processes that ranged from street maintenance workers, right? Where we got to do fun things in the test like, can you work with a jackhammer? Let's see how well you can do that. To the director of the museum, and I'm happy to say that the director that was recruited in my recruitment is still the director of the Oakland Museum. Thank you very much. And everything in between. Everything in between. And in doing that work, what I got to see was, again, everything in between. The people that are looking for jobs because I got a family to support, and I'm looking for any job that I can get. It is in our world, in large swaths of our world, a luxury to say that I want to go out and find the job of my dreams. That's our topic. That's what we're talking about. Your dream job. What is the work that you choose to do in the universe? Well, most of the folks on the planet don't go to work from that perspective. Yes? And we have an opportunity to shift that. We have an opportunity to turn that around. Again, going back to this idea of conscious evolution. Going back to this idea that as we know, declare, and accept that as I am one with the divine, there is something planted in me that is unique to me, that is my gift that I get to share. And without my sharing of that gift, the world is missing something. Amen? The world is missing something when we are not doing what we came here to do. So we have the opportunity not only to do that for ourselves, but to give other people permission to do it. to have the hard conversations and to have the fun conversations, to be mentors. That's what many of us are here for. Many of us, we've had our 20 years, our 25, our however many years in our respective professions. I say technically retired. Someone uses the term refired. I like that a lot better. I was blessed with being able to do work that I loved, and to no small measure because as I was seeking that work, I had this thing called Science of Mind to guide me. I had the Science of Mind 1. Take that class that we're offering. Take the class because the class shows you not only how to find your own core and live from that, but how to be a bright light in the world for others. I am not at all confused. I don't think it was magic that I wound up working for police and fire. I wound up doing a lot of recruitment in my lifetime for the police and fire departments. Let's come around to right now. Let's come around to 2020. Let's come around to 2019. When I get stopped by the police, I'd like to say, I never speed, I never get pulled over. I haven't had that experience. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'd like to say that, but it's not true. I'd like to say that I've never had the experience of being pulled over driving while black, but that's not true either. Because I've driven in lots of different places. But the gift, hear me, I'm not just trying to tell you all my biography, right? I'm wanting you to hear and see how this thing works, this thing called life. The gift in it is that when I get pulled over, because I hired some of y'all, I remember, and I'm going to use the clean version, right? That we all put our pants on one leg at a time. I get to remember that. I remember one time I was driving from, where was I? I want to say Walnut Creek, but I wasn't out that far. I was in Orinda. From Orinda back to New York. Wow. I'm a native New Yorker, from Orinda back to Oakland. And I got pulled over and my daughter was in the car. We were leaving a birthday party. I consider that to be one of those driving while black opportunities. And I turned it into a recruitment moment. Oh, you work for Orinda? How much they paying you? In Oakland, we pay much better and our benefits are better and et cetera, et cetera. Now, was I also trembling? Yes. But the connection I'm inviting us to look at, to consider, is that God always makes a way, right? Out of our willingness, God makes a way. And the way of having the consciousness, back to we put our pants on one leg at a time, gave me also the centering, along with, of course, knowing how to do spiritual mind treatment, right? We pray it up in the moment, every moment. All of that gave me the wherewithal to see deep into the thing. Amen? When we look at our roles in the world as related to this thing called work, we also find that doing right work gives us the opportunity to lighten up. Yeah? I like to do this work. I love this thing called ministry. And of late, meaning I guess the last 2 years or so, I'm also recognizing that if I'm enjoying the thing, I want you to experience me as enjoying the thing. I don't want to get up here and just talk about, this is what you need to do, right? This is what's going on in the world and you need to fix it. That's not what I am about. I am about that, but I'm not about that in that tone. You see what I'm saying? Not in that verbiage, right? Because what I know is that if I can get you to laugh, if we can get each other to laugh, that the things that we laugh about are also the things that can get to the heart of the matter. So when we're sitting with our young people in our lives, and we all have young people in our lives, whether we gave birth to them, somebody else gave birth to them, we run into them in the streets, because when you are in this philosophy, when you are part of a community that is Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, you are an ambassador for good in the world. And I know that each one of you have experiences where people that you don't know, you've never seen, you don't know anything about, start talking to you, or drop in front of you, or you wind up on the elevator with, or you wind up on the escalator, or you wind up at their counter. I know that you have these encounters of a love kind, yes? And so when you're having them, you don't get to be quiet. I know I'm not the only one the Spirit speaks to. If you're in this room, if you're watching live stream, if you're participating in this thing called Science of Mind in any way, then you're an ambassador, right? So what you get to do is to craft, to mentally, spiritually, deliberately craft, to allow Spirit to reveal to you through your meditation process. See how I did that, right? I'm assuming that you have a meditation process. I'm also saying if you don't have one, get one, right? Through your meditation process, allowing Spirit to reveal exactly what's yours to do in the very specific moments of the thing. So we get to mentor. We get to say to folks who are still in the work world, there is something uniquely, divinely, and perfectly and impeccably that yours to do, that you are here to do, and without which the world is not going to work quite right. We get to say, I understand that you may have this job because it pays your rent, your mortgage, the bills for the kids, of whatever purpose that it serves. And you also get to live your dream. You get to discover if you don't already know. And most people already know. Most people already know. Many people find some time to carve out the thing that makes them happy, that brings them joy, right? I am a huge proponent of all of us becoming proponents of the idea of a well-fed artist. Yesterday, I went to a crafts show. Someone was having a show. I drove all the way to Sacramento because a very dear friend, a long, long time friend, is a quilter. She is a master quilter. So she was having her first sale of her work, right? So I had to go support my girl. I bought a beautiful quilt too, I must say. But she's doing this in her retirement. In her retirement. Now I can afford to do my passion. And that's wonderful that she's getting to do her passion. And what I'm inviting us to consider is that in 2022, that we get to be the Shola Joys. That the direction that we are required to move in is the direction of doing our passion as our work continuously from 18 to whenever we leave. Ooh, it got quiet in here. Ooh. Yes, it can be done. Yes, it not only can be done, but it must be done. And our younger folk, our under 35s, our under 40s, I'm gonna say, they are aware of this. They get it, they know it, they understand it. When we are talking about being in work that is of service, we have an opportunity to look at this period that we are just coming out of, where significant numbers of people left their employment. It was an era of resignation, the end of 2021. More people resigned from their jobs than at any other recorded period in history. Why? 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 Well, and this is a quote, the majority of workers who quit a job in 2021 say low pay, 63%, no opportunities for advancement, again, 63%, and feeling disrespected at work, 57%, were among the reasons why they quit. And that's according to a survey that was taken February 7th to 13 of this year. They're saying, I want a job that is going to allow me to live in the world, to live well in the world, and a job where I am respected, a job where I am appreciated, right? It's not enough to, and it was wonderful, you know, when they were knocking on the pots and pans out the windows for the service workers. And while we initially thought of that, I'll say I personally thought of that as being a celebration of the nurses and the doctors. It was really a celebration of everybody that had to continue working during the pandemic, right? A celebration of the people who did not have the luxury of staying at home, who had to be right out there in it. Those are some of the people who are now saying enough. I'm done. Those are also some of the people that we get to raise up and support in different ways, that we get to raise up and support in living their vision. I am a strong believer that the people who will address everything from cures for cancer to solving our environmental impact issues are people who are yet to be discovered, meaning they are people who are yet to be educated, both formally and informally, to know that they are supported in whatever is necessary for that skill set, for that kernel that beats in their hearts, for that to be revealed. This is our work. This is our work through our prayers, and this is our work through our work. For those of us that are still working in a building, that are still reporting to somebody, this is our job. Our job is to take the idea of people over profits and institutionalize that. When we talk about the way forward, we are very deeply and intimately talking about, don't be scared, it's time for something new. And as I look around this room, a lot of us have been saying that. We said that when we were 20 and courageous, right? We want something new. We're revolutionaries. Yes, yes. Peace. Yes, yes. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Do you believe that peace is possible? Then it has to happen through our work. Yeah? Do we believe that we can put people over profits? Then we have to do it through our work. I thought I was being innovative, and I'm going to wrap up with this and a couple of quotes. I thought I was being innovative when I was saying, and I'm continuing to say, that part of our work is to create a third way, to create a different way of being in the world, to create different entities, different organizations, different ways of serving. I thought I was building on the Buddhist principle of a middle way. The middle way is a view of life that refers to thoughts and deeds that are most likely to create happiness. Again, silence. Happy? What? Happiness. Just the idea of our being happy in our day-to-day living on the planet. And so my thought was, let's have a third way. The internet told me there's already an entity existing called the Third Way. It's a think tank in Washington, D.C. It's been around since 2007, and it is focused in 7 major areas: climate and energy, the economy, education, healthcare, national security, politics, and social policy. The Third Way. I'm just saying, this is the time we are the ones, because there's nobody else. When one is ready to tap into the mystery and magic of wonder, the journey extends far beyond salary, status, and so on, but rather to the significance of what one achieves day by day, hour by hour. We are invited to be risk takers. We are invited to hear what Ernest Holmes had to say when he said, with an invisible intelligence to guide and an immutable law to direct, let us take our place in any legitimate activity and thus cause our individual and collective, I'm adding that, dreams to come to full fruition. And that's from the Science of Mind textbook. Martin Luther King Jr. said, every person must decide whether they will walk in the light of creative altruism or the darkness of destructive selfishness. Ashe, amen, amin, aho. And so it is. Thank you. And so I invite you to join me as we go again into prayer. And I want to ask, thank you, the practitioners in the room to stand up. And I really feel like we're all practitioners, but you know, let me be formal here. I invite the practitioners to stand up. And if you feel comfortable, allow your eyes to fall shut or lower your lids, as we absolutely remember who and whose we are. As we remind ourselves, thank you, Kevin, fabulous Kev choice. As we remind ourselves that God, the good to which there is no opposite, Olodumare is that which breathes each and every one of us. As we remember that we have a co-creative authority and responsibility, then we joyfully and lightheartedly and with a sense of gratitude for being able to speak our word unto a thing and make it so, we declare and give thanks for our nonprofit partner for this month, the East Bay Agency for Children's Circle of Care. We say thank you, Mother, Father, God, for individuals showing up to care for our babies, to lift them up, to show them the way, to bring them to a place of safety, security, and to simply love them up. We say thank you for our planet, Mother Earth. Thank you for this rain. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the way in which the rain in its coming not only fertilizes the earth, but it fertilizes our very souls. We bless our youth and the youth of the entire world, knowing that there is absolute love lifting and sustaining them in the work that they do today and in the work that they are co-creating with Spirit, as Spirit, and with each other. We bless everyone in service, knowing that service is simply another way of expressing work, is a way of expressing, taking advantage of the divine opportunity to use our knowledge, skills, and abilities in ways that bring joy, and more joy to ourselves and our community. We declare love, comfort, peace of mind, and healing for all those impacted by challenges in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And specifically, we call out and we send love and loving support to Ricky Abisla, to Regional Darlington Wilson Jr., to Zachariah Shangazi, and to Christine Anderson. We continue to hold the entire planet in prayer, knowing that indeed, peace is not only desirable, but possible. We bless the family of Lou, the pet partner. We bless the family of Lou having made his transition to his next yet greater yet to be. We bless Barbara Roberts, the sister-in-law of Judith Roberts, and know that Barbara too is having her experience of her next iteration of this thing called life that can be neither created nor destroyed. We invite you to go within in this moment and say out loud the name or names of anyone that you may know is in need of a prayer today, and know that as we speak these names out loud, that they too are included in this prayer, in this blessing, in this knowing that regardless of appearances, and particularly regardless of opinions, that all is well, that God the good, Oludumare the good, to which there is no opposite, is working in ways known and unknown, and always and in always absolutely bringing about a perfect healing. It is with a humble sense of gratitude that I release this prayer to the immutable, perfect, and impeccable law that always and in always simply says yes. Ashe, Amen, Aho, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Reverend Jerry is coming to the pulpit, returning to the pulpit, my sister friend. But before she does, I just have to say, Kev Choice. Kev Choice. You know, in the old school, that's what we do, right? We just call your name. I don't know your middle name. If I knew your middle name, I'd say your whole name. Your whole name. Kev Choice. Just thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing to be such a musical light and blessing, not just to this community, to the whole world, and particularly to the East Bay School of the Arts. Is that how we say that? East Bay School of the Arts. Bringing music and music majesty and magic to our babies.
Yes.
Thank you.
Stay there a moment. Just another blessing for you being in our community this day. Thank you so much. Okay, we love you, we see you, we honor you, and we appreciate you always for being with us. So, yes. And guess what time it is? It's the conscious giving time. The conscious giving time allows us to provide excellence in music, to have the lights on, to have amazing speakers, and to just provide this foundation for our community, for our members, for our congregation. This community of love, of light, of knowing that you are always supported by each and every one of us. We support one another, how good God is. And that's our work to do, and that's our joyous work to do, yes? So whether you auto tithe, whether you go to our website to that fabulous button that Constance created for us that shows you all the ways to give. There's lots of different ways to give, including our baskets that are here and available. We appreciate your gifts, and I'd love to just share a little giving note with you, and then we'll go to our giving affirmation. Yes, there's our abundance giving. So perfect place with ease and grace to let go of the money that supports us here at Oakland Center and ultimately supports you, because let us continue to know no large or small in God. There's no large or small. So whatever you give, please give from your heart. As long as you're giving from your heart, just know that it supports our community, it supports your spiritual practice and your movement toward a more abundant life. And it returns in a greater, grander way than we can ever humanly imagine. It always comes back to us in some special way that supports our life's journey. So this is the law of circulation, and we each get to step into it today. So please join me in saying our giving affirmation. Okay, it's there somewhere. Is that it? Yeah. God is lavish, unfailing abundance. I am lavish, unfailing abundance. I give with joy and receive with joy. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. And
Give it thanks once again. This next song I want to do for you is kind of a meditation chant. And just vibrating off of the energy of that amazing talk, Reverend Jack. I thank you so much. Talking about living the dream. You know, there's a saying that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. We say in our community. This song is dedicated to that ancestor spirit within all of us, that connection to our culture, to our traditions, and to our purpose in life. Bless the people with the positivity. I know the ancestors smiling on me. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Bless the people with the positivity. I know the ancestors smiling on me. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Lead with love, represent peace. I know the ancestors smiling on me. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Conscious of the way I spread my energy. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Smiling on me. To shine like a galaxy. Shine like a galaxy. Through all the darkness, darkness. Through all the darkness, darkness. Couldn't keep me from my destiny. They keep telling me. Represent light, represent life. Represent light, represent life. Represent light, represent life. Bless the people with the positivity. I know the ancestors counting on me. Conscious of the way I spread my energy. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Lead with love, represent peace. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Lead with love, represent peace. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Even on my downfalls and my faults, I know the ancestors smiling on me. I know the ancestors counting on me to shine like a galaxy, shine like a galaxy. Through all this darkness, darkness, through all the darkness, darkness. Couldn't keep me from my destiny. They keep telling me, represent your light, represent life. Represent light, represent life. Represent light, represent life. Bless the people with the positivity. I know the ancestors smiling on me. Conscious of the way I spread my energy. I know the ancestors counting on me. Lead with love, represent peace. I know the ancestors counting on me. Even on my downfalls and my faults, I know the ancestors smiling on me, counting on me. To shine like a galaxy. Through all the darkness, darkness. Couldn't keep me from my destiny. Represent light, represent life. Represent light, represent life. Represent light, represent life.
Kev, I'm knowing as you make your journey through this life that greater goodness comes to you each step of the way because you are fabulous. You are amazing. And I know we all concur. Thank you for blessing us.
Thank you. As you all are. Thank you. Thanks.
So I'm back because today is our Nonprofit Sunday, and this is exciting. Our nonprofit partner this month is representing Life for Sure, and Barbara Vivino is here with us, and she's going to present her nonprofit partner for us this day. Come on up, Barbara.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see you all. It's great to be here. And I wanted to come in particularly today because I just love our nonprofit partner. That's why I nominated them, East Bay Agency for Children. And I've been coming here to OCSL since 2002, believe it or not. And 2002 was a very big year for me and for my family. My daughter was 6 years old, and I was just finishing a postdoc at Berkeley. And my husband, who owned a travel company that went to sacred spots all over the planet, was on tour in Machu Picchu with Reverend Bernard Beckwith, Michael Beckwith, and he had a heart attack and died. Wow. Thank goodness I'm a spiritual person, right? And know that there is no death. But it was still shocking, traumatic. I had a 6-year-old, I had a big career, and I started coming here and was getting support. And I also reached out, a friend of mine at Berkeley gave me the name for East Bay Agency for Children's Circle of Care. And this place is incredible. I want you to know all about it because they saved us, they healed us. They had groups for little kids, 6-year-olds. My daughter was in a group and did art therapy with other kids who had bereavement. They had parents group for me. They healed me. I could talk about what happened and get support and love. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. And like Prince Harry said, you know, after Diana died, he said talking about it with people that cared for him really finally healed him after 15 years. So I'm happy to introduce Ursula McClure from East Bay Agency for Children. She is the coordinator there, and she's here to tell you all about it. And it's not just Circle of Care, they apparently have other components through East Bay Agency for Children, and she'll tell you all about it. And she's also gonna be outside with some brochures. Come on up, Ursula.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say this is the first time here, and I am so incredibly impressed with the sanctuary, the speakers, just the friendliness of everyone. You've made me feel so welcome, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. I miss church. Thank you, thank you. Again, thank you for having me today. I do meet my eyes, I almost forgot about that. I'm here to provide additional information about the nonprofit I work for today. As Barbara has shared with you, the Circle of Care program, I too will share a bit about this unique service that we offer to the community and how it has most recently changed over time. After I walk through these program services, I'd like to let you also know about many other wonderful programs that EBAC has to offer. They're very instrumental toward our mission of improving the well-being of children, youth, and their family by reducing the impact of trauma and social inequities. Again, as Barbara has so eloquently shared about the Circle of Care, it is a program that helps children and families cope with grief and loss of a special person who's passed on. That could be a close family member or someone who's significant in the child or family's life. We currently offer peer support groups and classes for parents to help support their child navigate the terrain of grief. Those groups are offered at several levels, children as young as 4 and 5, called the Littles, school-age children from age 6 to 12, and teenagers from 13 to 18. The support group model has been made more accessible. Instead of having a stationary place for families to meet throughout the week, the groups now meet virtually online via Zoom. As you know, COVID has a lot to do with that. We are a Zoom community nowadays. And my technology is failing. Give me just one moment. Okay, I think I got it back. All righty. So these groups are facilitated by trained volunteers in community, and additional counseling is offered to clients by our clinical interns. The support groups, again, help children and parents cope with losing someone, and in particular, they aim to normalize the grief process. The results impact, the reduce isolation, and they foster increased social connections. This is accomplished by using activities themed around grief via the language of play, games, art, craft, drama, writing, movement, and music. I also want to be clear that there are spaces for parents and caregivers to meet, to process the death of a loved one, and also those living with a life-threatening illness. What is new about the Circle of Care is that EBAC has teamed with the University of Arizona to offer an intensive parenting curriculum that informs parents how to be an additional layer of specialized support for their grieving children. RPBF, or Resilient Parenting for Bereaved Families, is a workshop. The workshop offers a 10-session group for those who are parenting children who have specifically experienced the death of their parent. This program is designed to help the caregivers meet the need of their bereaved child, while also dealing with their own feelings of grief. Circle of Care also provides community workshops and trainings throughout the year. So I invite you all to go online to our website, www.ebac.org, to view our training calendar to see the trainings that are currently scheduled. You can sign up right there online. In modeling one of the 5 EBAC values, humility, as much as we know, we understand that we do not know it all. We take special care in referring clients out who may have a need that is beyond what we currently have to offer and cannot service in the time. We have partners in this work, and we call upon them when necessary. Lastly, about the Circle of Care, these services have lots and lots of resources that we can share. We have helpful tools, handouts, and information. I'd like to also point out that these services are currently not only being offered in English, but Spanish as well. And while I've been sharing about the Circle of Care program, you may have noticed the slide that's up. These are ways in which we offer support to children and families through other EBAC programs that make a difference as well. While the Circle of Care may have covered maybe 4 of these categories, there are several programs at EBAC that also cover these categories as well. I'd like to draw your attention to the Family Resource Centers. They provide case management. We have 5 of them throughout the county, Alameda County. Food resources, application assistance for those needing Medi-Cal and CalFresh. We help also do applications with other public benefits that families may be entitled to. That has also included rental assistance and also utilities. And in particular, what I have been a benefit of is child school support, helping children with the IEP process, really in depth, really important because that follows them throughout their school lives. EBAC is also invested in the whole family, and we are primarily an organization that is made up of clinicians, mental health therapists. And so there's intense behavioral health through various different levels throughout schools in Alameda County. In particular, there's the EPIC program, offering program for 3.5 and 5-year-olds to build kindergarten readiness so that these children who are challenged by self-regulation and social expression, they can become mainstreamed and ready for kindergarten. We also offer youth empowerment services, the YES program, for kids 8 through 21 who are system involved and at promise, the new term for at-risk children. Yeah. And again, clinicians throughout the school systems to help children with their mental health issues. Last program that I'd like to bring your attention to, and I wish I had so much more time to tell you about so many that programs that we do have to offer, but I would be remiss not to mention Trauma Transformed. Now, Trauma Transformer T-Square is this final program and it's unique because it's the only regional center and clearinghouse in the Bay Area dedicated to promoting a trauma-informed system of care. They provide training and policy guidance to systems of care professionals as to ensure that they are reducing the re-traumatization of youth and families and the professionals that serve them. So, thank you for taking the time to listen to me today and let me bend your ear about EBAC, East Bay Agency for Children, or EBAC for short. And I also will be out in the social hall with a table with all kinds of literature and collaterals. I even brought some fun things to give away. So please meet me over there. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And again, thank you for your time today. Bless.
Didn't hook on my glasses this time. So I'm going to go a little bit off script because when Reverend D. Jacqueline was talking, I don't know if anyone else in here, but I noticed a small voice in my head coming up going, well, you can't do that. That's not okay. There's no reason why you should do that, you know. And so we're going to continue this conversation on Wednesday. And look at some of those things. But right now, I'm just going to stop it because I'm going to tell you about something that I'm going to be doing on October the 8th that I want to tell you about. I've been waiting to hear the announcement from about the new Minister Search Committee to make sure that that date was secure before I started advertising it. And now it is secure. We're going to be doing a make your own abundance affirmation card workshop on October the 8th. And we're going to be doing it. We're going to be looking at the things that so you could get affirmations that are tailored directly to the beliefs that you're ready to let go of. And you're going to hand paint and make your own beautiful affirmation cards. And that's my passion. I love to facilitate and I love to paint. So, So I just want to tell you to watch the Village News, watch the announcements, because you'll be able to register this week. And so thank you, Reverend D. Jacqueline, for sharing that wisdom, because that helped me really get in touch with an old belief that I'm going to let go. I'm letting go right now. And so and after service, as you know, we have prayer practitioners back in the prayer room. And this is a beautiful time to come back and release some of those beliefs. If anything came up for you during this talk, this is a beautiful time to go back and release those and put something new in its place. And so now let's all stand and say with gusto and with a great deal of belief our closing affirmation. The dream of God is alive in me, and so it is. And so remember, the bookstore is open and the prayer room is open. So see you in a moment. And now we get to hear Kev again. Yay.
Thank you so much. It's been such a full service today. I'm just grateful to be in the space. We're talking a lot about dreams today. When I think about dreams, I think about Martin Luther King and all of his words and wisdom. So we're going to end on this song that was like a theme song, that was like a call to action in the days of the Civil Rights era, called We Shall Overcome, knowing that whatever you are going through in your life, whatever obstacles, perceived struggles, knowing that we will all be able to overcome. Give thanks. We shall overcome. Give thanks.